Hello everybody, this is the Shadow Zone and I am terribly sorry for the delay because I promised you to show you some subscriber designs and I didn't so far. So here they are. First up is the pterodactyl by somebody called Newbies, and it is a very peculiar beast. Look at that. Trying to get this into the air, and let's try to pitch up a little. Yeah. That did not go so well. Note to self, don't pitch up as hard. Okay, let's try to get this down to the surface. Still got some parachute, well, one parachute left. Let's hope that's enough for Jeb and his co-pilot. And yes, they are safe. Look at that, they can even get out in that hatch inside of the cargo bay. Well, let's try that again, shall we? And since I now know that I should not pitch up as hard as I did in my first attempt, it is now way easier to get this thing moving. Still a little bit of wobble, as you can see on the engines, but let's see if we can get this thing over to the island runway. The subscriber designs, of course, I called for them due to me reaching more than 1,000 subscribers. Once again, thanks to all of you who subscribe to this channel and keep watching my weird stuff I do in YouTube. And since I reached 1,000 subscribers a few weeks ago, I've already reached 3,000, so another big thank you to all of you sticking with me. I hope I can, well, deliver some more cool stuff to you and you will stick with me. But now we have to get the pterodactyl on the runway. So this is, yeah, I overshot way too much, but I got some parachutes. Well, Newbies got some parachutes on that thing. So let's see if we can get this down safely, and no, this won't end well. Oh well, the pilots are still alive. But I managed to get it down on the runway in another attempt, and that's what you are looking at right now. So I'm coming in as shallow as I can, and touchdown. So the next design is called the Helios 2 by Domi Martin LP. I hope I pronounced this correctly. And it's a fast little flyer. It looks great actually, and I really like the way he used the fairing as a type of nose cone. Very maneuverable, very quick, and got some parachutes to make it stop. Let's make a big turn, and yeah, no, that won't end well. No, pull up, yeah. My piloting skills letting us down here, but the pilot survived, thank God. Here I tried to, use the crawlerway as a sort of emergency runway, and that did not go so well. Yeah. Hope the parachutes won't let me in, but still, the pilot is alive. One more attempt. Not as good as it could have been. But let's try to get this thing over to the runway as well. The island runway, of course. And as you can see from the aerodynamic effects, this thing is quick. Really quick. Not as quick as, for instance, a huge rocket pointed at the island, as was once proposed in that Reddit challenge, but still very fast indeed. We are reaching hypersonic speeds easily at low altitudes, but now... Whoa, no, don't crash. I want to get you on the runway without crashing, please. No. Extending the landing gear, and yeah, this is looking good. Already deployed the parachutes, maybe too early, who cares. And yes, touchdown. at least one attempt worked as intended. But the challenge by Dummy Martin LP was to get this thing to lathe, so let's build a carrier vehicle real quick, some fairings around that, and yeah, the first attempt did not go so well. As you may or may not have known already, the fairing bases are really unstable. Those fairing bases, you really need to tie them down with struts or anything, because they really like to pop off. The vehicle is now in its circularization burn, so we're separating, and bam! There are the solar panels. So it's time to set a maneuver node to Joule, and yeah, here we are, thanks to the magic of time acceleration. So we're already getting into the atmosphere of Lathe, and yeah, my plan was to get nose first down to the atmosphere. This did not work out, but let's see how this goes on. Some heating effects, but well, nothing that should worry us. Trying to slow down with the rest of the fuel that I have, and separation. Whoops. Okay, well, we lost the tail fin. That could be a problem, but still, we are flying. Valentina Kerman looking happy as always. She is a badass little girl. So let's see how stable we can get this thing inside the dense atmosphere of Lathe. And yeah, well, there's an island over there. Let's see if we can get to... Whoa. Yeah, that was once again a problem with stability, so we really have to be careful with this one. But the direction is correct. And this is one really quick little flyer, especially on Lathe, where the gravity, of course, is not pulling us down that fast. Whoa, look at those heating effects. This is getting really quick, really fast. Of course, me trying to get in sort of a parabolic trajectory, so I can get to the island without, well, using as much fuel as I would have needed if, well, I would just fly down low. And we are heating up at the moment. We're getting uncomfortably close on the fairing, interestingly. But now we're getting higher up, and the engine is cutting out. And yeah, I pressed F12 to see the aerodynamic effects, and that's also the hotkey for Bandicam to record a video. So yeah, I lost the entire video from where you just have been watching up until now. And I'm spinning out of control because of the lack of a tail fin. Or at least I think that's the reason why. Yeah, this will probably end badly. I'm using the parachutes to stabilize my descent at least a little bit. Yeah, engine works. Trying to get over to the island proper. Okay, this is getting interesting. Okay, now I'm slowing down too much. Maybe if I cut the parachutes, I can now glide down safely. No. This is not good. This is not good. Please, don't crash. Not now. Yeah. Wow! Valentina, you're still alive! Look at that! Lucky you! But so much for the Helios 2. So the next vehicle I'm going to show you is by Matthew Nguyen. I hope I did pronounce that correctly. And it is called a Duna Glider. And yeah, of course, that name should already give you sort of a hint of what we can expect from this. Yeah, we went to Duna, and now we're trying to get this thing working inside of the atmosphere. So I'm trying to slow down a little bit, and there it is, and it really is just that, a glider. There's nothing to it in the ways of propulsion. It's just some wings and some structural parts and probe core. So let's get this thing off the craft and all the rest of the craft, and we're spinning! Yeah, that's the problem when you are using a vehicle in the wrong direction, incorrect aerodynamics, but we managed to get it into a straight trajectory. So let's see if we can land this. But I really am afraid that the area of lift is not big enough. The wings are too tiny for the atmosphere of Beamer, which of course is not as dense as Kerbal's. And yeah, it's a beautiful scenery with Ike in the background, but I failed. Sorry. So the final vehicle I'm going to show you is called an asteroid catcher by Torbjørn Clausen. I think he's from Denmark and he's 13 years old. So yeah, look at that. If I remember correctly, when I was 13 years old, I did not produce things like that. So, well, good on you, my friend. And let's see if we can get this into orbit and get us some nice little asteroids to catch. So rising up into the air, I had some problems on the first launch, some stability issues, but those were remedied quite easily. And now we're ready for the first stage separation, and boom! Something exploded and is still exploding, but it seems like the vehicle can go on its own. I'm separating the fairing here. Why, you may ask? Well, the reason is some guy in the forums calculated that sort of the optimal height for losing the fairings is somewhere between 15 and 20 kilometers, if I remember correctly. So as soon as you're above 20 kilometers, you can ditch the fairings because aerodynamic drag won't be that much of a problem. And yeah, we had the spinning rocket phenomenon that many of you have encountered. But as always, once you've spinned once, you can get it under control quite easily if you have enough delta V left. This is a very long rocket. It's hard to control, but yeah, we get it into orbit without, well, that much of a problem. So still rising up to the apoapse on our penultimate stage, and then we already have an asteroid spotted that we want to catch, so we have to do some plane change to get into the plane of the asteroid. That's what I'm doing right now. Sorry, it's a nighttime burn, so you don't see as much as you would have on the day side. But it's over quickly, don't worry. So we're ditching the stage, and this is our final stage. We only have one orange fuel tank and some RCS left. So I'm planning my rendezvous with the asteroid, setting up a maneuver node, and then trying to adjust at which orbit I am going to rendezvous with that asteroid. So I've warped ahead, of course, and I'm firing the engine so I can get to my little chunk of rock. Of course, with maneuvers that are so far away, you can use actually RCS thrusters to fine-tune your approach once you have burned the majority, well, or almost all of your burn. So I'm already in close vicinity to the asteroid, and I'm trying to get closer to it, so firing up the engine once more. And yeah, we're closing in on it. Could be better. Yeah, I sort of eyeballed it. I could have done better maybe, but yeah, this is going to work. This is going to work. I just only hope we have enough delta V left to capture this thing, actually. My initial plan was to get it get its periaps down so low that we could perform an aerobraking maneuver, which would have been spectacular, but I'm afraid this won't be possible, so we have to rely on our chemical engine to get it back. Get it in a stable orbit around Kerbal. So here we are, let's target the center of mass. And what I'm trying to do here is I am trying to position myself on a retrograde vector regarding the orbit. And I'm trying to position my craft in such a way that I target its center of mass directly through the retrograde orbit vector. This is going to be interesting because in my experience, when I target a center of mass, usually as soon as I'm attached, it's not really the center of mass. And yeah, as you can see here, look at that. The target reticle is sort of correctly in the middle, but if you look at the optics of the asteroid, I'm way off the center, so I'm afraid that as soon as I try to thrust this thing, it is going to spin. And yes, of course I am correct. Of course this is going to spin, as always with those pesky little asteroids. Yeah. But we can thrust every time we are over the maneuver node, or we could time accelerate. Let's try this the next time. Yeah, a little bit too early. We could time accelerate until we are on our correct vector and then release our engine. Because time acceleration stops physics, which is a neat trick if you don't know about that already. So if we use lower thrust, then of course the spinning thingy is not as bad, and we are already captured around Kerbal. So how much delta V would we need to get a closer capture? Well, not enough. So that's it for the subscriber crafts. Once more, thanks a lot for all of you for sticking with me. This YouTube experience is really getting more interesting from day to day, and you can expect a lot more weird creations from me soon. So please stick with me. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.